Hi everyone, my name is Rahat Chaudhry. I'm going to be demonstrating a Chrome extension that I've built. A little bit about me, I'm a full stack developer. This Chrome extension was built in collaboration with Ashraf Al-Malik, who's also another full stack developer. We recently attended the Yale Hack Mental Health Hackathon for 2019. It was a great experience. It was our very first hackathon experience. We worked with a few other people who were sort of like non-technical roles, and this is what we kind of came up with. Um, Cool thing about this project, we actually won the data track challenge for the Hack Mental Health Hackathon. So they had different challenges, and ours won for the best sort of project that used data. So we're just going to go through a proof of concept of the app for you, and I'm going to do a demonstration, and we'll go through a little bit of the code. So I have the Chrome extension already installed, running, great. So what you're going to be kind of paying attention to is the articles that I view on the New York Times, as well as this console over here. So this is Eevee. What Eevee does is whenever you're reading articles, it's going to actually take the text of that article and separate them into positive, negative words. So you'll see right over here, an array of negative words popped up, an array of positive words popped up. These were all taken from this article. And let's scroll up real quick. And you'll see here that it's been given a score. The higher the positive score is, that means there's more of a positive feel to the article. This one got a 1, meaning that there seems to be a decent amount of positivity in it, but still enough negativity that it doesn't get a higher score. Let's try to get something a little bit more negative. Let's see. Let's see this one. Yeah, great. So this one's got a score of negative 38. So there's a lot of language or words used here that are considered negative, and it's may not be the best type of content you want to continuously consume. This extension is all about letting you know the type of content you're consuming so you can make the decision on whether or not you want to continue consuming that content. Great. So right now, this is just working locally. What we're planning to do is actually take this data and save it into a database so that we can actually launch this at some point in the future. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We're hoping to launch this on the Chrome store. So how exactly did we make this happen? Let's head over to VS Code and take a look. So there's two main files here. I'm not going to go into how we made the actual Chrome extension work, but just more the functionality of our project. So this is the backend, just a really simple Express setup. We're using an npm package called Sentiment. This is what's actually doing the whole negative and positive scores. So it's running all of this data that we get from the front end through Sentiment and returning it back to the front end. So let's head over to the front end. Popup.js, this is basically the Chrome extension, the JavaScript associated to that. So what we're doing on the front end side is first getting some data. We're getting the time of day that you're actually viewing this. Eventually, we want to chart out your scores based on time of day, and so you can see like over time what kind of content you're consuming. But that's the overall plan. The way that we're actually getting the text, so we sort of made our own sort of a web scraper. What we're doing here is just getting the text by doing this operation called query selector all. We're looking for all of the PP or paragraph tags in the article, and then we're mapping out the inner text from each of them. The reason I used a for each here, so when you use query selector all, it looks like you're getting back an array, but it's not actually an array. It's called a node list. So you need to use for each to actually loop through and get the inner text of those paragraph tags. So we're just joining those and sending them to a new array. And that array contains a sort of a gigantic string of the article. So we take that string, we pass it down into this data object. In the data object, we're grabbing the URL of the site you visited, the text that we just received from this operation we did over here, and then the title of the document and the time visited that we mentioned before. Now, we're making an XML HTTP request. For those of you who are familiar with jQuery, this is basically an AJAX request. We're taking our front-end data, passing it to the Express server we have running in the background that I previously showed you, and then once that data is actually converted to scores, it's then being sent back to the front end. At the moment, we're just saving it to local storage. In the future, what we want to do, like I mentioned before, is save this to a database. There are unfortunately some limitations with using local storage. The user can inadvertently at any time clear it. Websites, if they have some type of function that clears the local storage, then we're out of data there. So we're going to have this sent to a database once it's been refactored, and hopefully that's where we'll get a fully working production-ready app. This right now is just the proof of concept. This is what we worked on during the hackathon. It was a lot of fun. It was a great experience for both myself, Ashraful, working with other people um, who are not necessarily developers. It was great working on the team with people like that, getting the feedback and building something from scratch using our skills. I definitely recommend going to hackathons. It's an awesome experience. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, give a like, comment, and definitely share out this video if you can. Thank you.